Welcome to Inside the Overflow, the podcast with your host, Alicia Best. Alicia believes we all have the potential for greatness, but we choose to walk in it or not. With our greatness, we have the ability to change the world. Her goal is to inspire, empower, and motivate you in each episode. You can find her and her special guest here every Saturday on Blog Talk Radio. You are now Inside the Overflow.
Hey guys, and welcome to Inside the Overflow. If you are looking for perfection, you are not on the right podcast. I hope that you're inspired to be better than you were yesterday. I pray blessings daily over each and every ear who hears the show, and I honor and thank you for your time. Hey family, this is your host, Miss Alicia. I am so happy you are here with me today. You always can follow us on Instagram at Inside the Overflow, as well as if you have any questions or comments, info at InsideTheOverflow.com. Now, before I go any further in this show, I do want to congratulate all of my high school graduates in Spalding County. Shout out to all the high school graduates all over the world, but our Griffin High and Spalding High School class of 2018. I know you guys are excited to move on to your next phase in your lives, and today's topic is just for you. Also, I noticed that the Griffin Spalding County School System students celebrated the Special Olympics on yesterday. Please take this moment to visit their page and see some awesome pictures of our students. We have an exciting show for you today. Our special guest is Don Williams. We will speak to Don as he tackles our mindset moment. Now, guess what? I finally started my workout program. Not really trying to lose weight. I'm just tired of being out of breath when I walk upstairs or walk short distances. So day one, I was okay, y'all. Day two, I was pretty good. Everything was going okay. And then day three, I was like, yeah, I want to quit. My leg was randomly shaking, like, what is going on? Day four, I had to say, help me, Jesus, through the whole workout. And day five, my body said, what is you doing, baby? And day six, today was day 6, and I really wanted to go back to bed. But I called my son during the week, and he said, don't quit, Mama. And my daughter was getting ready for school, and I ran over time, and she said, you know what, don't quit. I'll wait on you. I'm happy to say that I did not quit. And at this point, that's what it's all about, not quitting. So we'll see how it goes. I'll keep you up to date on my new little workout program and see how that, where it takes me. Don't forget, if you do catch the show live and have any questions for our guests, that you can always call into the show number at 845-277-9109. Using your platform wisely is the topic today. Now, this week has been full of surprises in the media. These topics have required us to question each other and our beliefs. Topics that the media has been afraid to tackle are now on display all over the television. It is a heavy load once you realize, no matter the size, you have a platform. My tip today is to use your platform wisely. Use it to change the world you live in. Use it to influence the potential of those around you. Slavery was not an option, but let's be clear. You're registering to vote, and voting is a choice. I often go on social media just to read your comments. Now, we have mastered the art of laughing through the pain. Your ability to change your community, your family, is the spark needed to change the world. Starting where you are has the ability to create a domino effect. If you have one follower on social media, that's your platform. Protect your words and protect your image. As you go into the world, to college, our military, or our workforce, remember who you are and whose you are, and protect that. If you have not, I ask that you go and register to vote. I also ask that you take a friend or family member with you. Use your voice to make change, and change takes time. Be clear, but as the change agents today, we have the ability to protect the students just like you tomorrow. Good luck on your journey, angels. I wish you the absolute best. Now, our guest for today, Mr. Don Williams. I met Don through an amazing speaking workshop hosted by Ms. Jessica Houston and Mr. Keith L. Brown. Let me give you a little background on Don. Hair restoration, mind transformation, and business elevation. These are the three facets that compose the life's work, mission, and purpose of Determined Don Williams. For the past 18 years, Don has been an entrepreneur with experience in janitorial, property maintenance, and now the beauty industry, where he and his wife, Ms. LaRonda, have been business partners for the past 10 years. Don is also a current student in the National Trichology Training Institute, where he's studying to become a trichologist. Don's heartfelt desire to help individuals tap into their inner entrepreneur is the driving force that pushes him to equip high school and college students who desire to venture into entrepreneurship. Don also has a passion for assisting those who were incarcerated, have paid their debt to society, and now seek to become productive citizens. He knows all too well how difficult this can be, as he personally endured this journey and now mentors youth and adults about making the right life choices. Don has trained cosmetology students and licensed cosmetologists about the value of effective communication, customer service, professionalism, and how to increase their bottom line in business. His first ebook, How to Start and Grow a Hair Distribution Business, has sparked the minds of aspiring entrepreneurs inside and outside of the beauty industry. Along with the teaching others about entrepreneurship, Don and his wife, LaRonda, run a hair restoration clinic in Spartanburg, South Carolina, called Prim and Proper Hair Solutions, where their mission is to help men and women who are suffering from hair and scalp disorders. To learn more about Prim and Proper Hair Solutions, visit the www.primandproperhair.com. Determined Don has an innovative force in and out of the beauty industry, and a visionary enhancing the professional and personal lives of the masses, one head at a time. Let's welcome Don inside the Overflow. Don, I want to thank you for joining us inside the Overflow.
Hello,
Don. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am. I am. How you doing this
morning?
morning?
Hey, Don. How are you? Great. How are you?
I'm doing well. Excited. Excited.
Absolutely. We're glad to have you here inside the Overflow. So I just wanted to tackle some few things with you before we go into our great mindset moment. First of all, I want to thank you for being on the show. And before you send you in, I hear that you are developing a training program for 9th and 12th graders who are interested in entrepreneurship. Can you tell us some more about that?
Yes, ma'am. I kind of developed this program because I know at this age most youth are thinking about which direction that they want to go in life, and I just feel like that if they're able to learn how to tap into and develop the gifts and talents that they have, that by the time that they reach that young adulthood stage, that they have a clear-cut path on which direction that they want to go in life that can secure them a stable future.
Absolutely. Well, we know that's exciting, and this is a deciding factor for most of them, especially with all the high school graduates now deciding where they want to go. Some of them kind of wait to the last minute to decide, but they kind of been entrepreneurs their whole lives. So having something to, maybe channel that to. Now, as far as the program, could you tell us some more about the program? What are some things they may learn in the program?
Well, it's a 3-step process that 3 key areas that we tap into, and the program is designed to help them build their confidence in who they are, to unleash the greatness that's within them, and to spark their minds to go after their dreams with all their might. Those are the main points of the program, but it all drives towards entrepreneurship.
Absolutely. So even students who may not already know what they want to do you advise this program would work for them as well?
Yes, ma'am. It will, because it's going to help them to, once they tap into what their true gifts and talents are, then we can help them to navigate what areas of entrepreneurship, how those gifts and talents can be best utilized.
Oh, wow, absolutely. That sounds exciting. So why do you feel a program like this is currently needed?
Well, I have to think back, Alicia, to my own self. When I was growing up back in the 80s, all I wanted to do was, just be the next one of our little rap group to be the next Run DMC, and I never had a plan, I never had a plan B. And my mom used to always tell me, Don, if that doesn't work, what you going to do? But I just felt that it would, and I never had a plan B. So my hope in creating this program is that when our participants have a dream or goal that they're going after, I don't want them to be just one-dimensional like I was, And when something don't work out, then you don't have anything to fall back on. And it kind of led me to make poor choices in my life growing up, and it took me a little while to get back on track. So my overall goal is to help them not to be one-dimensional but multifaceted, so that if one thing doesn't work out, they can quickly pivot to something else that can help them to keep going forward without getting off track and missing the beat.
Absolutely. And how do students, or if, is there someone, where is the program going to be located? Is this an online program or?
Well, I'm based in Spartanburg, South Carolina, but I'm looking at doing online, but I'm also open to, if it's enough students, to move around to do the training, to move around to different geographic locations to do the program as well.
Oh, wow, that's awesome that you're willing to offer it, if you have enough participants, because I think that's really important to have other options. Like you said, we often turn to the wrong things sometimes without having a plan B or something to pivot to. And being able to have those other options, that's an amazing thing that you guys are doing there. So what else is going on there as far as your business in Spartan? I know that you are also a speaker, because that's how I actually found out about you currently. So is there anything else going on that the listeners may be interested in that we want to make sure here at Inside the Overflow? My goal is to always pour into. So if there's anything that we in the community know about, being able to share that. So are there any things that you know about or that you or Miss LaRonda have going on that we need to make sure the community knows?
Yes, well, we also within, that I study trichology, and we have a hair loss clinic here in Spartanburg, South Carolina, and even within that, we're looking for ways to offer services to hair loss sufferers that may not be in a position to pay for treatment but still need treatment, So we're looking at ways to create community service-based programs that's going to enable those individuals that's experiencing hair loss to still get the services they need, but without a cost to them. So that's still in the development phases, and we're still trying to work through that model so that everyone can get the help that they need.
Oh, wow, that sounds amazing. I always try to explain to students as far as community service and being able to give back. They often think that everything has a dollar amount attached to it, but sometimes just being able to give is payment enough and service enough, and just give your time, especially if you're talented in something like you guys are, that you can share with the community. That's amazing, because I'm sure there are a lot of people who don't have access to those type of resources. So to know you guys are in the works on trying to provide that, that's an amazing thing. I want to commend you guys for that. That's awesome that you guys have taken that on. Absolutely. And so, Don, I really, really, first of all, before I send you into our mindset moment, want to thank you for taking on this important part of the show. The mindset moment to me is the most important part, because it's the takeaway. It's what people can take from the show and use to inspire them as we go throughout the week. So, guys, on Inside the Overflow, it is now the amazing time for our mindset moment. I would like to present to you our guest today, Mr. Don Williams. Don, you can take the floor.
All right. Well, Alicia, thank you so much for providing this opportunity for me to help teach, reach, and inspire your listeners. And I want to just take these next few minutes just to talk to you today about how to position yourself for greatness. Greatness is not something that happens magically or automatically or just happens overnight, because all of us have greatness within us. And what I found is the challenge is, how do I tap into that greatness that's within me? How do I maneuver through the bumps and bruises of life and get myself in position to where this greatness that's within me can be activated? And as I think back throughout my own life, there was things that I knew about me that needed to change, but because I had never really been exposed to more, I only knew what I knew. But as I began my journey in entrepreneurship and started to surround myself around folks that were smarter than me and from different backgrounds than me, I could start to see my path a little bit better. And as I continued that journey, there was like 5 things that stuck out to me. And I didn't learn them all at one time, but once I learned them all and I put them all together and began to implement them day by day in my life, because it is a process, I began to see that those tools combined was a powerful force that kind of positioned me in a place to where I was ready for the greatness to come out whenever opportunity presented itself. So I just want to share with you 5 tools that can empower and position you for greatness. And I know the empower is spelled E-M power, but this is empower, the letter empower, because all of these tools start with the letter M. And the first tool is mindset. We've got to change our mindset if we want to position ourselves for greatness. So in the process of changing my mindset, there were some things that I had to let go of, and there were some things that I had to embrace. Some of the things that I had to let go of was unforgiveness, of inadequacy, as well as the rejection that I had experienced in my life because I had made poor choices because I didn't have a plan B. And some of my friends' parents, didn't want me around their kids, just to be honest. So I experienced rejection, in those areas. But once I was able to let go of those things, then it made room in my life for me to begin to embrace some positive things. And just some of those positive things that I began to embrace that helped to change my mindset was to deal with situations head on and not just leave them there to fester. So I have a 24-hour rule. Any problems or situations that I encounter, I'm going to deal with it head on. And we're going to go back and forth, get it all situated, because within a 24-hour time period, the slate is wiped clean. I ain't dealing with it no more. I'm going to deal with it for 24 hours, and that's it. But we're going to get to whatever the root of the problem is. So dealing with situations head on and leaving them there was one of the things that I embraced. And I had to become confident in the gifts and talents that I possessed and also the value that I brought to the table. Because like I said earlier, all of us have gifts and talents, but we just have to learn how to tap into that, and which gives us value that we can bring to the table or to any situation. So, like I said, I became confident in my gifts and talents and the value that I brought to the table. And the third thing that I had to embrace was determination and dreaming big. I had big aspirations, big dreams, big goals, didn't really know how to get there, but I had to be determined that at all costs, I'm going to learn how to maneuver through life situations and challenges to achieve the dreams and the goals that I had for myself. Now, I've got a friend of mine, and I've kind of stolen his saying on this, but he and I was chatting, and we was just talking about being determined and dreaming big. He said, Don, I only got 2 options. He said, either I'm going to make it or I'm going to make it. So that means that failure is not an option. So I kind of adopted his saying that, I only have 2 choices. If I'm going to be determined and dream big, I'm going to either make it or I'm going to make it. So the second tool that I want to share with you is motivation. We've got to be motivated in order to position ourselves for greatness. And motivation is simply the general desire or the willingness of someone to do something. Now, I just want to pose a question to you, just something for you to ponder on, is how many times have you had an idea or a dream that you had, and as soon as you experience some form of resistance, you begin to back up off of it? I'm going to leave that question for you. But one thing for me is when I changed my mindset, my level of motivation increased. I've always been self-motivated because for the little term that a lot of you may use, I had to get it out the mud. So I always had to be self-motivated because I had to go out there, get up, get out, and get something. So when I changed my mindset, I noticed that my level of motivation began to increase. See, I saw that light at the end of the tunnel, and I was able to move more aggressively towards those dreams and goals because I didn't have all that baggage in that I was carrying around because my mindset had shifted. Another thing that I learned about being motivated is that when others see that you're motivated, they're more willing to pull up alongside of you and hold your arms up to help you accomplish those goals and dreams that you have. And even more so, when you run into obstacles, they're there to kind of help you get over those obstacles. So you want to stay motivated. The next tool that I've learned is your mission. Have you ever asked yourself, what's my mission in life? What is it that I'm specifically supposed to be doing? Early on, I knew what was in my heart to do, but it wasn't until maybe about 7 or 8 years ago that I really honed in on what my mission was in life. And my mission, when I wake up in the morning, every day I want to at least accomplish the task of helping somebody to tap into their true potential and to inspire them to follow their dreams. That's my mission. That's what I wake up desiring to do every day. What's your mission? What is your mission? The fourth thing is marketing. I know that term is used a lot in business, but it can also be applied to our personal lives as well. I looked up the definition of marketing, and it's simply just the process of clients in your products or services. So just to break that down a little bit, in other words, marketing simply means that when you're positioning yourself for greatness, you have to present yourself in a manner that will make you stand out from the rest, so that when opportunity arises, you're the first person that those decision makers think of to present that opportunity to. So marketing is just simply presenting yourself in such a manner that you stand out from the rest, and when opportunity arises, you're the first person that those individuals think about. And the last tool that I want to share with you to empower you to position yourself for greatness is a master. Become a master at whatever your mission is. And I also, master is just a skilled practitioner in a particular art or activity. So in positioning yourself for greatness, you want to utilize your gifts and talents to become that master, like I said, in whatever your mission is. And whatever it is that you're gifted at, if you really develop and nurture that gift, then you can position yourself as being a master in it. We're all blessed with gifts and talents, but a lot of times we take them for granted, and we really don't take the time to dive in and develop those gifts and talents. So I just want to leave you with just a few things. I want to recap tools that can position you for greatness, and that's changing your mindset, becoming self-motivated, finding out what your mission is, market yourself, and become a master at whatever your gifts and talents and your mission is. And I hope that these 5 tools of empowerment can position you to unleash the greatness that's within. Thank you.
Oh, wow, Don. Thank you. I have to say that was awesome. All 5 tips I completely agree with, and your number one happens to be my number one as well, mindset. That's part of being inside the overflow. So, guys, I want to thank Don Williams for his amazing time joining us today on Inside the Overflow. Please be on the lookout for him on social media, as well as follow and comment and tell him if you agree with the tips, what things you took away. Always send your takeaways. I feel that's an important thing, to send your takeaways. What did you get from it? And, guys, as always, I am Miss Alicia, your host for Inside the Overflow. Again, I wish blessings to you and every ear that hears the show, and I hope there was something in it that you can take away. I will see you next week inside the Overflow. Thank you, Don.
All right. Thank you so much, Alicia.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Have a great one.
Thank you for listening to Inside the Overflow, the podcast. Also, thank you to our guests this week. You can follow Inside the Overflow on Instagram and Twitter. Please make sure to subscribe and follow for updates. Thanks again for listening. Join us next week right here inside the Overflow.